as we get older, it's vital for us to maintain our core stability. And it's not necessarily something that you could find in an exercise machine at the gym. It's more about holding things in place and building strength that way. So it's less about a lot of movement and more about just holding the holds. So here's just a couple of things that I do. You can do this at home, especially if your gym is closed or all of your fitness classes canceled because of the coronavirus. So you get onto your mat or it's just onto the floor. It really doesn't matter. And so you want to think about where your hands are placed here. So if your hands are placed behind your hips and you try to lift your hips, you're actually using a little bit more hamstring and butt. But we want to think about core. So you can use blocks if you'd like, but I actually like to not use blocks because then it puts a little bit of instability in my wrist. And as it is, this floor is carpeted, so it's going to have a little bit of wobbly anyway. So you want to stand up straight as you can. And your hands are just a little bit, just a tiny bit before your hips, just a little bit. And press in best as possible into the floor. And you might feel your core stabilize there. If not, press into your heels. See if you can press your heels down. And then see if you can pick your butt off the mat. So your butt doesn't have to come off the mat, but even if it just comes off a millimeter, that's fine. And you hold it. Make sure that you're not crunching through your shoulders. So you're not going like this. So you really think about keeping the shoulder in its socket and press. And then release. So that's one. You can hold for 30 seconds or so. It doesn't matter. Another one I like to do, so this is where you can bend one knee, and so you're going to do two different sort of exercises. So the first thing is you want to bend one of your knees and hold here. So put your hands just a little bit next to your hips, a little bit in front of your hips. The first thing is try to place, I have my left heel extended and my right knee bent. And what happens when you dig your left heel into the mat? So you might feel a little bit of core engagement there. So really try to dig the left heel into the mat. Now, try to press your right heel into the mat and see if you can pick up a little bit. So then see, rather than using your left heel, see if you can pick it off the mat. And that way you're also getting a little bit of quad strengthening in the left leg. So what I like to do is, so first start with the left heel and get a little bit of core there. So start with the left heel, dig into the mat. And then as you start putting pressure onto the right heel, see if you can release the left heel up and see if you can pick yourself up there. And then you switch. So I've got my right heel extended, left knee bent. So start. So again, you want to have a tall spine. Press into the mat a little bit. Press your right heel into the mat. Feel some hamstring engagement, a little bit of quad engagement. Feel that there. And now shift the press into your left heel and see if you can pick your right heel off the mat. So whether it comes off or not, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it's about holding those postures in place, and that way you're keeping that stability intact. So the longer you hold, the better, but anytime you feel strain or you're trying to pick yourself or trying to, anytime you're groaning, then you might not be doing it right. So have a good day.